Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Queens of Ponderosa, where we outfit, outgay, and outslay every single week. Alicia and I are here to talk about episode 6 of Survivor 50.
Yeah.
And you may notice that we're a little more glammed out than normal, and that is because we are here to celebrate the blood moon.
Blood moon.
Right? The most intense, craziest, biggest twist in the history of Survivor. So we've decked ourselves out in some red attire and some red makeup.
Yes.
With
some black and
Alicia,
darkness.
Your look is so good. It looks so good. Yes, I think you look great.
Thank you.
It's really good that the camera's far away from me.
Get a close-up shot of me.
My eyeshadow's a little uneven. I did it without wearing vision correction. I wear glasses or contacts, and I did it without either. And I didn't have direct overhead lighting. And then when we started filming, I was like, oh, good thing the camera is far away. But yes, we wanted to celebrate genuinely a historic event in the history of Survivor. And we like dressing up for the pod every week, so we have done that with red.
Yeah. I've never worn this heavy of eyeliner either. Really? And I'm like, wait, maybe I should do it more.
Should.
I don't know.
I said when we were getting ready that I feel like makeup favors the bold.
It does. Like, it does favor the bold.
Yes, like the clean girl regular aesthetic is always like very natural and pleasing. But I'm like, makeup is there to have fun with.
It is.
Like,
it's
wear
so much.
Loud colors, wear a lot of blush.
The glitter.
Overline your lips. Yes, glitter. Just do fun
whatever
stuff.
you want. Yeah. One of my favorite makeup artists that I follow on YouTube, I watch her videos religiously.
Who is it?
Nikki LaRose.
Oh, I don't know if I know her.
She's a professional makeup artist in LA, and she does like a lot of the Housewives, Lisa Barlow. Yeah, she's done glam on pretty much everybody. Anyway, she's like, makeup is just fun. And if it's not fun, then we're not doing it right. And there's like rules, but throw them out the window. Like, doesn't matter.
As Colby said in this episode, find the joy in it.
Find
the joy in it.
Yes, find the joy. Colby wanted us to do this.
He did.
We did this for Colby.
You brought up Housewives. I just want to let you know, in the event that you want to, a new franchise of Housewives is starting today.
What?
The Real Housewives of Rhode Island started today.
This is a big moment.
And I'm hopping on the train right away just because I'm like, I've never been there for the beginning of a franchise. I'm obviously a big Salt Lake City fan. I'm currently working through Miami Spheres.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to watch Miami.
But Rhode Island starts tonight.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, I need to watch it. Amazing. I am not in Bachelor universe, but there's apparently a former Bachelorette as one of the housewives. Okay. Don't know anything about her, but I guess she's still married to the guy.
Who is it? Will you look it up?
Yeah, I'll look it up. I don't know anything about the Bachelor verse, so I feel bad that I can't just like rattle it off my head like I can with Survivor. But yeah, let me look this up.
I also did see, speaking of Real Housewives, Jen Shaw.
Oh, her interview. Girl, did you read it?
No.
Oh, she is so full of it.
I just saw like little highlight clips.
Real Housewives of Survivor. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm in podcast mode.
Who would be the Real Housewives of Survivor? Monica.
Oh, Real Housewives of Survivor. Yeah, so you definitely get Monica Culpepper. You definitely get like Laura Moret. You get Rupert's wife, Laura. So there's two Lauras. There's Laura M and Laura B.
Missy.
Oh yeah.
Missy.
You get Missy. I think you get
Annie.
Oh sure, yeah. You get like an out there housewife.
Why not? Heather.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, who actually like fits? Because I'm like, there's people whose energy gives real, like Venus for sure. But like Abby. She's not a housewife.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Abby Maria on Housewives would be incredible. That's so funny. Real Housewives of Survivor is crazy.
Real Housewives.
Okay, here we go. So the Bachelorette contestant is. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. She was on The Bachelor, not The Bachelorette. Ashley Iaconetti. Iacontti. She married Jared Hybon was The Bachelor.
What year? Like,
right?
What?
Is that right?
How long ago?
Hold on. Let me make sure this is right.
Yeah. The fact check.
Oh, so she began dating former Bachelor in Paradise castmate Jared Hybon. Okay. So she was originally on The Bachelor.
Okay. And then she went on Paradise.
Then she went on Bachelor in Paradise and met her now husband.
Got it.
So she didn't marry the Bachelor on her season. Yeah, let me find a picture.
I love Paradise. I haven't watched Bachelor Nation stuff since forever. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I mean,
this is her right here.
Oh, yes.
You know her?
Yes, of course I know her.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So that was recent.
She's a Real Housewife of Rhode Island now.
Shut up.
Yes.
I would watch that. She's funny.
As soon as I don't know if the episode gets posted before I'll go to sleep tonight, but I'm definitely watching it tomorrow.
I'll watch it with you.
And then there's another episode on Sunday.
Okay.
And then they'll air every Thursday after that.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
That's so great. Yeah. That's so great.
It'll be so fun.
Actually, interesting. Good for her.
I know.
Honestly. Yeah, I liked her and Jared. They kind of look similar.
Okay.
To me. Don't you think? A little bit?
Oh, I didn't even see a photo of him.
Oh, he's the guy right next to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see it a little bit.
Yeah, just like some of their features.
He has a very, very strong jaw.
Mm-hmm. He's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she's beautiful. I love it. That's so cute.
She's young. Oh, I guess 38. Wow. Okay, she just looks very, very young.
She's 38?
She's 38, girl. She looks very young.
That's crazy.
Well, good for her. Now you're a housewife.
Love it. We love housewives.
That's still on the young end for housewives because I'm pretty sure the youngest ever housewife I think was Whitney Rose on Salt Lake. When she first started, she was 34, I want to say.
That's crazy.
And that was the youngest housewife ever. So Ashley's right there with her. She's pretty young.
Oh my gosh.
Bronwyn too, because I think Bronwyn
young.
is in her late 30s.
Oh, Bronwyn.
Yeah, I love Bronwyn. Okay, so
this is not a podcast about the housewives.
Maybe another podcast in the future.
We need housewives.
Yes.
Drag Race, Big Brother.
Traitors. Oh, yeah. We just become like the gay version of Rob Has a Podcast where we just talk about all this stuff. Yeah. Okay. So we're here to talk about episode 6 of Survivor 50. It is the merge episode, which is traditionally always a very chaotic, exciting, and usually really good episode of Survivor. There's been amazing merge episodes in the past. Like one of the greatest episodes of Survivor history is the Cagayan merge, where Chaos Cass flips on Sarah and sends her home. The Borneo merge is amazing. Pearl Island's merge is amazing. Like so many great merge episodes. And this one, all things considered, I was a little worried when we saw the previews of like, this could change the game forever. And like, I actually think this twist was fine.
Yeah. When Jeff was doing all the buildup of like the blood moon and the eclipse and the red and the blah, 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 I was like, I am going to watch, I'm going to witness my favorite show ever in the whole world fall apart right now. Like, that's how I felt. My heart was like,
yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we're just going to have 3 tribal, like 3 people will go home tonight. And I was like,
yes. It was not that bad.
Yeah, not that bad.
But yeah, so let's get into it. Let's begin by kind of picking up where the last episode ended. So we get back to camp, and we've just seen the departures of both Angelina and Charlie. So the episode opens up the morning after, where the 2 tribes that went to tribal are kind of like picking up the pieces.
Yep.
So maybe let's start with Vatu. Tell us kind of what Ozzy was getting up to.
So on Vatu, Ozzy wanted to lock in his alliance with Emily and Christian. First he goes to Emily and he's like, I need to like just lock it in with her. We've had so many votes together. He decides to tell her about the idol. And she's like, oh my gosh, great. I didn't expect him to go to Christian, but he goes over to Christian and, you know, they like have this moment of just like, wow, bro, like that's so amazing. Like we're totally in this together. Is that actually going to hold? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then later in the episode when they all merge anyway, everyone knows about Ozzy's idol anyway, you know? Well, but it's nice that they heard it from him.
Definitely.
Because it could have...
A good show of trust.
Yes. It could have gotten really sticky.
Yes.
Otherwise.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's kind of what Ozzy was up to.
Yeah.
Just solidifying things.
Again, we've said this so many times on the pod, but like so proud of Ozzy.
Me
like,
too.
I feel like he genuinely... I still really feel like he's the only person that has proven to me they're playing different. Of all the people that have claimed it. He's making some good social and strategic moves. And I never thought I would say that I'm excited to see Ozzy like make it deep in the game, but I really am. I really am enjoying him this season.
I'm enjoying him so much too. And it's fun to like watch him try so hard to play different and that he's doing it well.
Yeah.
It's not like Coach who's claiming to and not even really trying and just like being his normal self.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll get to like Colby and other people later. But anyway, so yeah, then you go over to the Sela.
Yeah, tell us what's happening there.
So over there, Jonathan just got blindsided by Dee and Kamilla, who he was formerly working with. They were like all locked in together.
They'd been together from the first day on Old Colo.
Yes, actual day one. So Dee is trying to do a little bit of damage control with Jonathan, and he really like took everything so well. He was just so calm and like, it's okay.
He was calm with Dee.
He was calm with Dee. Yeah. Yes, he was calm with Dee. And Dee was just like, I didn't want you to have to like tell Charlie or have to lie to Charlie because I knew how close y'all were. So I didn't want to like put you in that position, and we had the numbers.
Kind of the same thing that they had told Angelina. And Ozzy about the Mike White vote on new Vatu. Yeah. We say that he was calm with Dee because something that Kamilla, who is one of the people voted out in this episode, she mentions in her exit interview that she went to Jonathan as soon as they voted Charlie out. She turned to Jonathan at Tribal and was like, we saved you.
Yes.
So they get back to camp and Kamilla goes to do damage control with Jonathan and is like, hey, like Charlie was telling us all this stuff that you allegedly were saying and like lying about. And she was like, Jonathan yelled and was like, I never said that. Like, I can't believe that he did that. And Kamilla said, I later found out that he actually did say all of those things to Charlie about like throwing a challenge to get certain people out and this and that. But he was lying through it to try and seem like he was actually upset. So Kamilla and Dee both like took the approaches of doing damage control with Jonathan and, you know, trying to repair that relationship, which we see the impacts of later in the episode.
And it's interesting that they don't show Jonathan's blow up. Yeah. Which makes me think, are they really just trying to like control the perception of Jonathan?
Oh, absolutely.
And of Joe,
100%,
who blew up at Devon's earlier in the season. So it's just like, are they trying to make us like someone who is going to maybe be in a final 5, a final 3?
Maybe. I also just think Jonathan is the archetype that in past seasons that production and specifically Jeff like really loves. Alpha male, really good at challenges, is inoffensive, relatable to large portions of America. He's like a white, young Christian man. So like, I feel like there's some of that maybe coming into it. And not that there's a problem with any of those things. I just feel like, you know, there's plenty of examples of people that got better edits than they like actually were perceived on the island.
For sure.
But Jonathan, like I said, or I guess like you said, Jonathan kind of comes up later on in the episode and we can maybe talk more about where that's going. But that's really what we see in the beginning of this episode. And then after those 2 short conversations on each of those beaches, we immediately jump into like, oh my God, there's a boat coming. Dee and Jonathan are sitting talking on the beach. Doing
and he's
this,
like, there's a boat.
Control.
There's a boat.
And there's a boat. So they, you know, see the boats. It's merge time. Drop their buffs. They're all heading to the Vatu beach. Biggest merge in history. We've got 17 people. So it's the biggest merge and the biggest single tribe that's ever happened, unless you theoretically count day 1 of Palau, where all 20 people were there together. That's, I guess, the only other time that there was more people on one beach together. So they're merging. They get to the new beach. And then, as you were saying about Ozzy, the first kind of story segment we get to is it starts with Genevieve talking to people to try and throw Aubrey under the bus. Yeah.
Which didn't seem very hard.
And
that like caught fire quickly. Well, you know, at least in the edit. Yes. It's like, oh, Aubrey has an idol.
Yeah, because she tells the first person the first person that tells her.
Genevieve.
Yeah, Cirie. Is Cirie the first person or was it Rizzo?
I think it was Cirie.
Okay. Oh, wait.
I'm pretty sure.
But someone told Cirie that?
Okay, so I wrote down Cirie tells Genevieve that Aubrey has an idol. Spreads like fire. Genevieve and Rizzo together tell Ozzy that the idol came from them. So maybe then it was in that conversation.
Yeah. Regardless, Alicia makes a good point that like it catches fire, and then we see a montage of basically everybody on the beach finding out that both Aubrey and Ozzy have idols. So it's like out of the bag.
And there's this moment between like Christian and Ozzy, I think, where Christian's like, yeah, everyone knows. And he's like, great. Yeah. Awesome. Wonderful for me.
We see an interesting play by Genevieve amongst all this where she's talking to Rizzo, and we know that she sent it to him, but Rizzo is like, hey, like, I got the idol. Did you send it to me? And Genevieve was like, no.
What?
I didn't. And he's like, you didn't? And she's like, no, you got it.
I love this play from her.
And she says in her confessional, I want there to be at least one idol that if it boomerangs back to me, no one's going to know that I have it. So I am not going to take credit for sending it to Rizzo. I'm going to let that be a mystery, which was a really smart move on her part, I think, because everyone's going to know that she sent Ozzy his. And then she tells Ozzy that. We still have not really gotten a reaction in the edit from Ozzy about how he feels about it potentially boomeranging back. I'm sure he knows by now.
Yeah,
But when he first gets the idol in the episode 1, it just shows him reading the like stipulations and rules. And I'm sure that he's found out at this point how it works, that like, oh, I can't give it to anybody because if I get voted out, it'll go back to Genevieve. But we don't see his reaction on that.
Yeah, which is interesting because I thought there would be big reactions.
There's quite a few things I thought we would see. That seems to be like a running theme with 50. Because we don't see, Kamilla mentioned, one thing that I wrote down initially was like, oh, we don't even see a Kamilla Joe conversation. That was like something that Joe had brought up of like, oh, Kyle and Kamilla, blah, blah, blah. But Kamilla in her exit interview provided some context and was like, yeah, I didn't even get a chance to talk to Joe that first day. I sat down on the beach near him and he would not make eye contact with me. So it seemed like he didn't want to talk to me. Cirie like sat Kamilla down and told her like, Kamilla, I think you inflicted literal mental damage on this man. Like you need to go and talk to him.
Yeah, like you literally broke him.
Yes. But he didn't seem to want to talk. So we don't see that in the edit because I don't think that conversation ever happened. We don't see a Kamilla Coach moment. Nope. That was something that was kind of hyped up pregame. We don't see, and we see like the reconnecting of some alliances, but it's very brief because we then get to the next day where right before the challenge, there's a scramble for an advantage. And then they go straight to the challenge after that. We can talk about both the advantage and the challenge. But yeah, beyond this initial idol scramble, we don't really see too many conversations between like, oh, people linking up and people doing this and people doing this. It was very like...
Well, we saw the reunion of Spock and...
Oh, yes.
Captain
Rick
whatever.
Evans and Christian get back together.
What is he called? Captain
Kirk.
Captain Kirk. Yeah,
Star Trek.
So that's like one of the first things that we saw, and then everything with Genevieve. And then there is a moment where Cirie, Ozzy, and Rizzo lock in. Like those three are like super locked together.
Yeah, Cirie like updates Ozzy on like what she told Rizzo. And then that comes into play with this advantage later. But yes, those three are a trio that is like locked and loaded. And it seems like, you know, we can talk about what the tribe is looking like by the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But there's a bit of like a mega alliance centered around like, maybe not centered around Ozzy and Cirie, but like, you know, you've got Ozzy, Cirie, and Rizzo, and then Ozzy and Cirie are connected to like Christian and Emily and Rick and Aubrey. Like, so like,
who's connected to Aubrey.
There's a lot of movement in terms of like which group of people is maybe going to take the game.
Because then also something that came up before the twist was Coach counting Jonathan's abs out loud. He was like, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dude, that's amazing. Like, you are everything that I tried to be for my first season, you know? He's like, oh, thanks, dude. So then there was kind of this like old school style of players, not just like old school players, kind of coming together of like Jonathan, Steph, Coach, Colby, Chrissy, and Joe. Because they're
Genevieve is kind of lumped in with that group
and Genevieve is lumped into that group because it's like we all play similar, whatever. But then there's a confessional with Jonathan how he's like, I am with these people. I'm not going to tell them no, but I do want to keep my options very open because he has a conversation again with Dee to like keep that relationship good. But then he has a good conversation with Aubrey and he's like, very much trying to have that lane open. So he's like with them, with the loyalty people, but kind of also not.
Yes.
And then we get into the twist.
Yep.
And it's like, hey, ready, set, go. There's
an advantage in the jungle.
Yeah, advantage in the jungle. First person who finds it gets it. Tiffany's reading it, and it's like, okay, ready, set, go.
She finally got some screen time.
She got from reading it. So much screen time this episode.
She did.
I was like, what? Is she gonna go home? Like,
oh yeah. It was a red herring for sure, because as soon as I saw like 2 or 3 confessionals from Tiff, I was like,
I said.
She's out.
That's what I said. Out. Well, basically because of what you have brought up in the past, where like that will happen.
And they got me. They got me with it because I was convinced.
Same.
That she was out.
But then when I saw the tribe divisions, I was like,
even when I saw the tribe divisions, I was like, she's gone. Like
she could be easy.
They're gonna get her. They're gonna get her.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah. Anyway,
so the first person to find this advantage, well, Rizzo walks right past it. Right past it. But Ozzy finds it, reads it immediately, and he's going to Exile Island.
He literally says, like, I find this and I'm really hoping it's not like you're going to Exile.
Yep.
And he is.
And it's like, you're going to Exile Island. Congratulations. Pick one person to take with you. And it's not like they don't get to choose. They're going.
Yes.
And that's basically it. That's the information we get.
Yes. He gets limited information. He counsels with his alliance. Christian says something along the lines of like, well, Emily says like, you're probably going to be safe for tribal. And Christian's like, you probably don't want to pick someone that's a target so that we could maybe get them out this round. But you also don't want to make it like too obvious, like, oh, I'm locked in with this person. So it's like, okay, I can't pick Cirie. So then I believe this happens off camera because we don't really see it. But Cirie counsels Ozzy. You know, like we see the conversation where she's like, hey, I'm tight with Rizzo. And then off camera, when he talks with Cirie, I'm assuming she's like, oh, pick Rizzo. Like, get linked up with him and kind of get caught up on what we're doing.
And he does say that later in the episode when he's on Exile with Rizzo. He's like, Cirie told me to take Rizzo because she really trusts him. But at that point, the logic he gives the audience is like, well, the player that we know the least about and we have the least information about is Rizzo. So I'm going to take him and get to know him better. Which I also thought was good reasoning, not to just be like, Cirie told me so. Yeah. Mom said.
Absolutely. So they go to Exile, and then on Exile, they have a conversation where they basically just catch each other up on everything that's going on. Rizzo tells Ozzy that he has an idol. Ozzy confirms, like, Cirie told me that she told you about the extra vote. We're the only 3 people in the game that know about it. We need to keep that a secret. That's powerful. And Ozzy's like, we're locked in. And I love this trio.
I loved this moment for Rizzo.
Can you imagine? Like, the 2 5-time players are aligned with you.
And Rizzo's so cute just because he's a total nerd and a total fan.
Yes.
And even when they first get to the merge and the boats are coming to the beach, they're all like unloading their stuff. He's like helping people off the boat, and it's like, oh my gosh, hi, coach. Like, hi. Anyway, he's just nerding out. So I love this for him. And just like, I like Rizzo a lot. We just love him.
Yes.
So I'm like, this is so great. Like, he gets to live out his dream. Like, this is his moment. And I did love the little montage of like Ozzy just having so much fun on Exile. And you could tell it was like a little bit of a refuge from having to play a more strategic, mental, social game. One that isn't natural to him. And he got to like kind of retreat into his normal Ozzy that we know, where he's just like swimming and he's in the water and he's laying at camp, like he's just one with the beach, you know. So I loved it. It was so cute. Okay, take us to the challenge.
So we get to the challenge and Jeff is like, you know, Survivor 50, we wanted to make it memorable. And how do you make it memorable? Like, you do things that have never been done before. We put the season in the hands of the fans and gave them control of the game. 63% of them said, we love twists. That's what we want to see. So we're going to throw a twist at you tonight that we've never done before. Biggest twist in Survivor history.
We'll change the game forever.
Yeah, can change the game forever. We were thinking about like, you know, what is, I can't remember exactly what he says, but he essentially is like,
you know,
Survivor is like, nature is like one of the biggest parts of it. Like, you're living with nature, you're with this. So we were thinking like, what are the rarest, most novel events in nature that make people like stop and stare? And so he was like, total lunar eclipses, and that's sometimes called a blood moon. And he's like, ancient civilizations saw blood moons as like something to be scared of, and this and that. And so
it was a sign that blah,
and so
blah, blah,
tonight, like the blood moon is happening, and not one, not two, but 3 players are going home, which is we've never seen anything like that in Survivor.
Did you think that was excessive build up to that twist?
Like he has to sell it and ham it up, but like once he said it, I was like,
huh?
Well, because like I knew that we were gonna have to get some rapid fire eliminations for 17 people with 13 days left. Even if they got rid of one person every day, we'd still be a couple people short. So I knew that like we were gonna have some rapid fires. Yeah. And then once it was like there's one person going home, or 3 people going home, one from like each of the 3 groups of 5, I was like, oh, like okay.
That's okay. Yeah.
Like it wasn't like it wasn't a terrible twist. I do think that it's interesting that they merge everybody just to split them up again. Like Survivor loves to do that in the new era, especially like they'll have people merge, and then as soon as they merge, they'll split them into 2 groups to vote people out again. And I'm like, why not just shuffle the tribes and have the blood moon be like, you're competing for reward, but all of you are going to tribal. Like, does it change anything? Like, no. I get it's because it's like, oh, it's the merge, like, yada, yada, yada. Like, but in my mind, I'm like, you didn't need to merge them, I guess. But maybe it makes it easier, like, logistically to get everyone on one beach and then have the twist with exile because you had to get, like, 2 people off. Like, I don't know. It was fine.
It was fine. It was fine. The buildup, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be huge. Yeah. Like, what is going on? And all the players are looking at each other, like, biting their nails, wanting to crawl, like, out of their skin, just run away from the situation. It's like 3 people are going home. Yeah. Okay. And they won't make the jury.
Yes.
And I think that is, like, the knife in the heart for a lot of them. Yes. They're just like, what? We merge and we're not on the jury?
Yes.
And for a second, I was confused. I was like, I heard it wrong where they do get to like be on the jury and vote. I was like, oh, cool. Like, that's great for them. Most of them will be happy. And then Sam was like, no, they're not on the jury. I was like,
they're not.
They are not on the jury. Oh, and this is what makes it such a great twist too. They're bringing back Applebee's, baby.
Oh, yeah.
It's immunity and reward.
Applebee's, Throwback shout out to Karishma on Island of the Idols, where she's like, Applebee's is my favorite sit-down restaurant. And I'm like, oh, honey.
Girl, you need to get out.
Oh, honey, sit-down restaurants. We're talking about Applebee's, girl.
You need to get out.
Listen, we need to get you out of that arranged marriage, girl. We need to get you to someone that's going to take you to a nice sit-down restaurant.
Applebee's was my favorite when I was in junior high.
I've only ever been to Applebee's once.
I think I know I went several times because I loved this like one salad that my mom would get. And like all of the moms would get this like chicken salad.
Liz and her daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on Applebee's.
And so when it was my birthday, I just remember when it was my birthday, I wanted to go to Applebee's when I was in junior high. And then at one point, me and my best friend got into like a fight at school.
Wow.
And I had claw marks like all over my arms.
Oh, you fought?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I had never ever done that in my life. And she kind of had started it with like pulling my hair, and I like pushed her, and then she like clawed my arms. And anyway, it was insane. And it didn't last very long, but anyway, I just remember our moms taking us to Applebee's.
Wow.
To mend and have a conversation. And we had to like write each other letters. Anyway.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. You had your own Amanda Danielle fighting over the idol moment.
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy.
I did. Anyway, she and I were totally cool after that, and we were best friends for great. 4 years after that. It was great. So this challenge is a classic one. It's where the player has to stand in between like 2 frames, and it has tiny footholds on the side. Longest standing wins, and at certain intervals they move down so the foothold is smaller, smaller, smaller.
Yes.
And the divisions were interesting. So
we get split into 3 groups of 5.
3 of 5. On the fuchsia team, we have Genevieve and Aubrey, which I was like, of course.
Perfect for the storyline.
Yay. Christian and Devins. Wow. Okay. And then Joe is with them. Then on the blue team, we have Cirie, Emily, Colby, Coach, and Dee. Then on the orange team, we had Jonathan, Steph, Tiffany, Kamilla, and Chrissy. So this challenge kind of panned out interesting for me because who was the first to win? Christian, right?
Yes. So
it was on the purple.
So the way that it works is the last person standing from each of the 3 teams of 5 wins individual immunity.
Yes.
And then the team that lasts the longest overall wins Applebee's
yes.
at the sanctuary.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So the winners, I think Christian wins first, and then I believe it was D that was second, and then like Steph, Kamilla, and Chrissy were all up at the end.
Yes, which was crazy because it like the orange team just like dominated, and everyone else dropped so fast. Like Christian winning immunity over there, I was like, yay, this is so great. Like if he didn't win immunity, I know, points for my drafty. And it's his second immunity win. Like anyway, so great.
Yeah.
And then on the blue tribe winning, I was like, okay, that's good for D. Like, I didn't really imagine anyone else winning on that tribe. Maybe Emily.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I think Dee's got that one in the bag.
Yeah.
Then on the orange tribe, the women, like Steph and Chrissy, like, duked it out for a little while.
That challenge historically favors girls.
Yeah, we're just lighter.
The only time off the top of my head I can remember a man winning that is JT and Token Jeans. I feel like
when he beat Coach.
Yeah, I feel like most of the other times I've seen them do that challenge, I feel like usually it's women that win it.
It's a little girly pop, or it's a scrawny little Christian.
Yeah.
It just favors the small, which is nice.
Yes.
Because like they have to balance that out a little bit.
Yeah, Coach gets a fun shout out from Jeff here that he did it on his first season. We get to see the clip of him out there, and he's like, "Oh!"
I know, I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Something else that we learn in this episode right before the challenge, I think, is that Colby is dealing with an injury to his foot.
He had mentioned it in a previous episode. That's why he like sat out.
Yes.
Like didn't do like the physical portion.
Yeah.
But yes, Colby has like injured his foot. He gives more context in his exit interview about it. But yes, he's like, my foot's not doing super great. I don't think I'm gonna do well in this challenge.
Yeah. And he didn't do very well.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. These divisions were really interesting to me because 2 of the 3 groups, it was immediately apparent like who was going home. It was like super obvious. Like,
who was it for you? Let's just go tribe by tribe.
Okay, so if we're starting with like the Genevieve, Aubrey, Devins, Christian, and Joe group, I knew instantly. I was like, okay, well, Aubrey, Christian, and Devins are all voting together. So it's Genevieve or Joe, probably Genevieve.
Yeah.
Like I knew that pretty fast. The Cirie, D, and Emily group, I was like, okay, those 3 girls are voting together because we have our 245ers, and then Cirie has worked with both of them. I didn't know if it was going to be Coach or Colby, but I was like, hey, Coach or Colby's going home. Then the third group, that's the one, and it ended up being like the most interesting. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know if I immediately picked that Jonathan was going to be in the middle per se, but I was convinced because Tiffany had like 3 confessionals in the episode. I was like, oh, Tiff is out. Like she's out. So I thought that it was very clear who was going home on all 3 groups right away.
Yeah.
And I went 2 for 3.
Amazing.
But the third one, I was kind of surprised that it wasn't Tiff.
Me too, because when I saw that, and at that point we had so many confessionals from Tiffany.
She had 6 this time, which is triple.
Insanity.
She went from 2 confessionals to 8, so she quadrupled it in one episode.
Because when I saw this tribe division, I was like, okay, Tiffany and Kamilla for sure, but Kamilla and Jonathan are on this like struggle bus now, and they just like betrayed him.
Yeah.
And I know Jonathan and Chrissy were together just for a minute, and she's like, they're cut from the same cloth, like as they talk about later in the episode. So I was like, Tiffany or Steph, if Steph does get in a swing vote position, there's no way in hell she's voting with Tiffany and Kamilla.
Yeah.
She has like no connection to them really. So I was like, it's going to be Tiffany.
Yeah.
Or Kamilla.
Yeah.
You know? But, and it couldn't be Stephanie.
Yeah.
Because she was immune.
Yeah.
So basically all of them have to go to tribal. Let's just go like tribe by tribe. Because in the episode, it's like jumping back and forth.
Yep.
Let's just go with the tribe that wins really quick. The also rewards. So the orange tribe.
Yes.
Or should we save that one for last? I don't know.
I mean, I think it's fine. We can talk about them. So it's Tiffany, Kamilla, Steph, Chrissy, and Jonathan. They're eating Applebee's. They're bonding.
Talking Who was it at the sanctuary that was like, we should just put the game on pause and just like enjoy this moment?
Steph mentions that in a confessional. That they had done that. And then she's like, but the game is never on pause.
For sure.
Like, you can't ever actually pause it.
Yeah, you can't ever actually
So yeah,
do that.
they're enjoying, they're eating, they come back to camp, and then we get, Kamilla and Tiff and Jonathan are like, we were all on Old Colo. Steph's immune. We should vote Chrissy. And they're pretty locked in on that. Then Chrissy does an interesting move where she goes to Kamilla and Tiffany and is like, I know you're voting for me. And like, I just want the last few hours we have together to be joyful. Like, I don't want there to be hard feelings coming into this. I want us to be friends. Like, and then I was like, interesting, like, why is she doing this? In her confessionals, she opens up with like, she was like, Survivor 50 has been so healing for me in so many ways. So like, I'm fine if I go tonight. And I was like, why is she quitting? And then she pauses her confessional and she's like, but I don't think that's what's going to happen tonight. And I was like, oh, okay, thank God. I was like, there's no way that Chrissy's just going to roll over. So then, as you were mentioning, Chrissy goes to work. She knows that Jonathan is the swing vote and is like, we're cut from the same cloth. Like, if it's between Tiffany and Kamilla, I think we should get Kamilla out. So then that puts Jonathan in the swing vote position, and he's telling both groups, here's like what we're doing. I'm working with you. Then in confessional, he says that, the thing that he wants to change this time is he wants to have the right relationships with people. Earlier in the episode, he talked about like, I've never been blindsided before. Charlie getting blindsided. That's the first time I was ever like not knowing what was going to happen. And so this time he's like, I want to make sure that I pick the right people to be working with. I have the right relationships in place.
And I liked this confessional or this moment because he's like, when you do have the right relationships, it prepares you for a chaotic moment like this. Yep. Where the relationships pay off because they will look out for you or they'll inform you of what's going on. Like, they want in with you. And he didn't like expound on this, but it's like, that is kind of so true because if you have advantages and if you have like, firepower that way, it's great and it's nice, but like the information and the relationships and the votes that you can actually pull together are what makes things happen at the end of the day. And it's just harder to like execute things correctly if it is like you're at the bottom and you're just relying on your advantage. So relying on the relationships is certainly the way to go. And I felt like this tribe, it was like Jonathan in a hammock and everyone coming to him. And then like coming and leaving.
Definitely. He was the man of the hour.
And him and Kamilla like have a one-on-one and it's like so intense and they're a one-on-one. That's Bachelor Nation talk. Anyway, and they're just so intense. Like, we got to lock in. We got to trust each other. Tiffany's like, I trust you 1,000%. And then Chrissy and Steph get together. They're like, we trust each other. Like, they're shady over there. We got to pull in Jonathan. So Chrissy's just like, I'm just going to get straight to the point. Like, everyone in this game can just sit and lie straight to your face. And that's like what's happening. And we are cut from the same cloth, like, of just like trust and loyalty and having each other's backs. And like, I want to play with you. And that just speaks to him. Like, it just speaks to his core, you know?
Kamilla mentions like earlier in the episode that like she had just blindsided Jonathan. So like, trying to make sure that they had like repaired that. But yeah, we get to tribal. The tribals are all honestly like pretty short. I feel like the only one that had some substance is the one that Cirie went to, which we'll talk about. There was some really powerful stuff. But Jonathan ends up siding with Chrissy and Steph and votes out Kamilla, and she's gagged and Tiff is gagged. And Jonathan is, like smiling and is like, yeah, I made the right decision. So Kamilla is eliminated. And so Jonathan has kind of marked his intentions in the game and is like, I'm going to align with these people. So I have a couple questions for us to chat about here. Number one is, was this a good move on Jonathan's part? What do you think?
I think yes. I think yes, because it's good to like solidify trust with the people that are like loyal and integrity and da-da-da-da-da. And he would have to answer to like the people that they worked with previously altogether, with Jonathan being like D and whatnot. But he could easily like come up with a story as to why he had to vote Kamilla and like why things just weren't working. And like Kamilla doesn't have, I feel like, as good of footing anyway, and she's very threatening. So people could be just like, okay, yeah, like that was a good move. If it was what you had to do, like, then that's great. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you turn on the loyalty, like trust people, they will never let that down. Mm-hmm. And they're like, you're dead to us. Mm-hmm. And there's so many of them back at camp with it being like, well, he doesn't know who's going to come back, but it's like the coach and the Colby and the Joe and Chrissy. And so if he comes back with all of them and it's like trust, then he's like, okay, I know how to work with these people because they're my people, mm-hmm. you know?
Yeah.
So I think it was a good move for Jonathan.
Okay.
What do you think?
It's a bit of a cop-out. I think it's a bit of a mixed bag because I agree with what you said. Like, he's solidifying trust. He is getting someone out that wanted to get him out. We don't see this in the edit, but Kamilla in her exit interview had talked about, like, yeah, Jonathan is somebody that I wanted out.
She wanted him out at the Charlie vote.
Yes. So she had wanted Jonathan out before. You know, Rob...
Yeah, so it's a great... Yeah. How would it not be a great move then? You know?
Rob C. asked Kamilla if she feels like... have you rethought the Charlie vote? Do you think if you would have voted out Rizzo instead of Charlie, would Jonathan have turned on you? And she was like, I don't really know. I feel like it was just a better decision to get Charlie out. So I don't necessarily know if I like regret it. I think it was just kind of like luck of the draw with the tribes.
Yeah.
My only thing as far as wondering if this was a good move or not is that obviously, yes, like you said, there's no way he could exactly know who was going home. But like, I feel like if we on TV, now granted we're seeing an edit, so like, and he's not, but I'm like, I feel like a quick look at the divisions,
it's like,
would kind of let you know that, okay, I'm losing Coach or Colby for sure. And I'm losing Genevieve or Joe for sure. Yeah. So him hitching his wagon, like they're going to come back to camp and now it's going to be like Jonathan, Steph, Chrissy, Joe, and Coach. Versus like low key everybody else. Like, I don't know if it's definitely not going to be that cut and dry, but I was like, it's interesting that you want to hitch your wagon to this like group of people that has just lost like a lot of power. No, I don't necessarily know if that's like the best choice. And like, it'll also make him stick out more, I think, because like, you know, we see in the preview next week that he gets into some kind of argument with D.
I'm excited.
And like, I think that, you know, I don't know. Like, I would agree. Sorry, I keep rambling. Like, no. I think overall I would agree with you and probably say it was like a good move. But there's a part of me that wonders if he would have voted out Chrissy instead. Like, I think there's a way that he could have been able to like still be fine with like Coach and Joe and stuff like that. And like, I don't know.
Who was working with Kamilla really tightly? Because she also mentions in her exit interview that she didn't have a number one.
Yeah, we didn't really see, because like she only went to tribal these 2 times, like the Charlie vote and then this one. Like, she mentions on Kahlo that she had conversations with D and Tiff, like we saw. She had conversations with Mike and Charlie and with Jonathan. Chrissy, she had conversations with, but she like wasn't really reciprocating that. And Chrissy was going around and telling everybody that she felt like Kamilla was playing both sides. So she was never really going to work with Chrissy. So yeah, like I don't really know. I don't necessarily think it's voting out Kamilla pisses anybody off, like specifically, but I think it's more of like, okay, like you drew a line in the sand and you kind of made it really obvious who you were working with.
Well, my question with that about Kamilla was because it's kind of nice to keep people in that need you. Yeah. And I think maybe he senses from like Chrissy and Steph that like they need him.
Oh, definitely.
More than like Kamilla would need him moving forward. Yeah. And I also think that Jonathan is probably intimidated by playing so closely with a Kamilla or with a player that is just so different from him. Yeah. I think it's like too out of his comfort zone. Yeah. Because he's claiming to like be a player that is trying to play different, but it's not like super obvious. Yeah. He like wants to keep it down low that he is playing different this game. Yeah. And you know, whatever. I think he just still probably wants to play it with people that he can read better, and Camilla's just like too good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like she's just more threatening than Chrissy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially to Jonathan.
I think so too.
Yeah. And like the power that Kamilla has, to Cirie's point, to just completely traumatize and demoralize these men.
Mm-hmm. As she should.
Like a man like Joe.
We need more of that.
We need more Kamilla.
I want to see more women traumatizing men. That's what I want to see.
And
before anybody comes after me, let's talk about the history of men traumatizing women.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's time to flip that. It's time to flip that.
The years of therapy
psychological trauma on the show Survivor should be inflicted on men in spades. That's exactly what I want to see. Parv started it. Parv started it. Camilla's gonna finish it. Okay?
She's gonna finish it.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's just the beginning.
Oh,
maybe it's just the beginning. Who knows?
Rizzo, he's not a guy's guy. He's a girl's girl. Rizzo's gonna be the one inflicting the pain on the men on behalf of all the girls.
He probably is.
Yeah,
and
I mean, we saw him do it to Charlie.
Yep.
Charlie lost his marbles over a lie that Rizzo told him.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, and I just still love Rizzo's like little confessional when he writes down his name. He's like, I'm going to speak to you in terms that you know. Mm-hmm. Taylor Swift lyrics.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say is with the people that are on the other side, and this is before seeing like the preview for next week and knowing what's actually going to happen next week, is I do feel like the more like strategic gamers are more, I feel like they're more easy to mend with. Mm-hmm. Than the loyal to the soil gamers after you switch up on them. Because if he goes to them and is like, she was coming for me, or like she said, he could make up anything, right? And then he's like, so I just had to do what I had to do. I feel like they would be more inclined to be like, okay, like I get that. Let's like work together for a few votes or a couple votes. And Cirie even talks about that in this episode, that the new era is like, how far can we work together? It's just about
1 vote, 2 votes, and then vote him out.
Like vote at a time, right? Yeah. Like let's just go vote at a time and figure out whose plan aligns with my plan.
Yeah.
When old school is like,
sticking with these people.
We're sticking with these people to the end, and that's it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a bit of foreshadowing of what we're going to see.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying, it seems like my initial impression is that there's going to be like 2 loose cores of people. Right after this episode, you're going to end with like, well, we can talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
Let me save that. So let's move on to tribe number 2, which will be the Genevieve, Aubrey, Christian, Devins, Joe tribe. So like we were saying earlier, I think it's very apparent from the rock draw that Genevieve and Joe are in the hot seats here. Yeah. You know, they get back together with Aubrey, Christian and Devins do, and then, you know, Devins earlier in the episode confirmed that he sent her the idol, even though it was Christian that did it. And so Aubrey's like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
So they're reconnected. And I think that Aubrey's probably going to be pretty rock solid with them moving forward, because she hasn't had an alliance.
She hasn't had anybody.
She's had Tiff, but she hasn't really had to go to tribal much at all, and is definitely looking for a home. So Genevieve knows she's in trouble. She mentions in her exit interview, and in her, I believe in her like exit thing that we saw on the show, that it was like, as soon as I saw the rock draw, I knew that I was
she did say that.
Gonna be out. So she's like, I have to go to work.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it was definitely sad. The luck of the draw was not on her side this episode.
Yeah.
She's like, I basically have to make a Hail Mary. So I'm going to go to Christian and say, hey, you're already being touted as a pair with Rick Devins, a very obvious pair. People are saying you're the rats we need to take care of before the war breaks out. You should take this opportunity to cut him now. Free yourself up and prove to everybody like, oh, you're not locked in with like these people, and you can hide with the bigger threats that are there.
I thought this was such a smart pitch. I thought it was like maybe one of the only pitches that she had.
I came around to it because my initial impression was like, why was it like, I understand it now. And especially after listening to her exit video, I'm like, okay, I get it. Because she says in her exit interview, she did not understand how close they actually were. But I was like, why was your pitch not, here's why you should vote out Joe instead of me?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I feel like that's way more realistic than like, oh my God, Christian and Devins had already gone to like multiple tribals together. You know that Devins and Aubrey played together. Like, I just feel
and maybe that's why though, is because she knew Aubrey would be like, no.
Definitely. I just feel like I feel like that's what I would have done is like, I know that it's me or Joe tonight. Mm-hmm. Here's why you should vote Joe out instead of me. Joe is never going to work with you because
Ever.
Joe is the honor and integrity. Like, he is going to be locked and loaded with Colby, Coach, Steph, you know. Then maybe Christian says something like, oh yeah, like on old Sela, Joe was so hardworking. Like, yes, see, like, I know that we may not be aligned in the game right now, but
we could
I am a way better option, and I'm a way bigger shield for you because people are going to think I'm a way bigger threat than Joe. Mm-hmm. I was so confused why that wasn't her pitch. I feel like that pitch, granted, like I said, I think I understand more of what she was trying to do now, but I just feel like it would have been way more effective to be like, take out the physical threat that could win the immunities. We saw him on 48. He won like 4 or 5. Did he tie the record? He won a ton. He won a ton. He is not going to work with you at all. Mm-hmm. I know exactly who he is aligned with and is going to stay locked and loaded with them.
Well, and I would bring up the conversation that happened with Devins and Joe.
Yeah.
Literally earlier that season. Just like, I know you and I are not aligned right now.
Yes.
Like, but me being Genevieve,
Devins,
you being Devins.
You got in this huge fight. Like, Joe told me about it. Joe told me about the huge fight you got in.
Well, it's like, we're not aligned right now, but you two will never be aligned and could never, but like, we could.
Yeah.
We're not right now, but like,
yes,
I'm open to it. I literally am just trying to save my
For
butt.
sure. And like, I'm not there on the island. I don't know exactly like all the intricacies are happening, but that was my perspective is this is an odd pitch to try and get Christian to vote out an ally versus like, frame it as here's why you should vote Joe out. And look, I'll even give you my shot in the dark so that you'll know that I'm not going to try and mess up the plan.
Yeah.
That's what I think she should have done.
Interesting.
Personally.
No, I mean, that's definitely what she should have done.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just trying to think more long term. I don't know, but she's smarter than that because Survivor, you really just have to go with it vote by vote. And like, that's such a Sandra method where it's like anyone but me. Yeah. Anyone but me. But some people are trying to like protect allies more. She did mention in her exit interview that she and Joe had like tried to strategize quite a bit of how they could save this situation and save each other. I didn't see Joe do anything.
Yeah, we didn't really see it much in the edit, so it was like inconsequential. But yeah, she mentioned that like honor and integrity is kind of annoying to play with, but they're great to have as allies because they will tell you like everything and be super honest. So yeah, Genevieve ends up getting voted out. She plays her shot in the dark unsuccessfully.
Sad. There was one other thing I was going to say that I don't know if I've seen really on Survivor yet. How she styled her buff.
Oh, the bow?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiffany did it this episode too. It was so cute.
She did it in Tribal and Genevieve. Yeah, I have never seen that before.
It was so cute.
It was so cute.
Yeah, I loved it.
I was like,
we should try and do that.
Okay.
Their buffs are bigger than the ones that we buy though.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because their buffs they can wear as like a top. The ones that we buy on the Paramount store, I don't think there's any way you could wear that as a top. You can. It's so small. Really?
I have. I'll show you a picture.
Really?
Yeah.
I just think the buffs they get on the show are way bigger than ours.
Maybe.
I think. I could be wrong though.
I don't know. Anyway, I loved it. I was like, that's so cute.
Yeah,
it looks like a little Minnie Mouse. Like, adorable.
Super cute.
So sad for Genevieve.
Yes, really, really sad to see her go.
It was a little bit fun just to see Devins crapping his pants. He was so scared.
Oh, yeah.
He was so scared. Because Christian, safe. Aubrey has an idol.
I have an idol.
And she was pretty clear, like, I'm going to play this. And she doesn't.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her.
She didn't need to waste it.
Yeah. I thought she was going to play it just to like get it off of her because everyone knows anyway.
Yeah.
But when you're in a tribe that you're so safe on, it's like, why would I do that?
Yeah, why waste it?
And then Devins was so nervous that Genevieve would have something or she like has something sneaky or her shot in the dark would hit and they're just screwed. None of that came to fruition, unfortunately. But Genevieve plays her shot in the dark, obviously not safe. And Genevieve gave Aubrey her jacket.
Yes. Such a tender moment. Like a nice full circle way to end that storyline.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Like, It's a nice coat. Like, treasure it.
Yeah, treasure it, enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
you need it more than I do.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
She was Angelina starting a trend of people giving up their jackets.
Giving up their
when they left.
jackets.
If you vote me out, bitch, you're not getting a jacket from me.
You're not getting
Hell
anything.
no. If you vote me out, you're going to freeze. You're going to be miserable, and you're not getting my vote at the end.
No.
So be ready. I'm not going to be as gracious as Genevieve, as Mother Vive was.
Genevieve, she's such an angel. I really was bummed to see her
go. Her luck the whole season is like, yeah, she found the 2 idols and didn't go to tribal until the merge, which is fierce. But like, man, all of her allies just going out one after another, finding 2 idols and not being able to utilize them.
I
like,
know.
The luck was just not on her side.
Well, and I was so excited to see how the situation with her and Rizzo would go and how she was keeping that to herself, because so often we don't see players keep anything to themselves anymore.
Yeah.
We loved that from Sophie B last season. And so I was like, yay, someone who's keeping something to themselves, and they go home.
Yeah.
Genevieve was on my draft, wasn't she?
Yes.
And you had Kamilla.
You had Kamilla as well. I had Colby, but we've both lost 5 at this point. So
sad day.
it was sad to see Genevieve go. You know, she mentions in her excerpt with Rob that like it was interesting this season that like it seemed like even though she had been seen on 47 as like a big threat, it seemed like people were less scared of her now. You know, Rob asked her like, how did that initial conversation with Aubrey go?
Yeah.
And he was like, she said that like those first couple of days, we kind of tried to feel it out. Like the conversation you see in the first episode was like after a couple of days where it's like, can we work together? But yeah, they just like never really got on the same page. And
so wild.
Like I said, wrapped up really nice with the coat gesture at that.
Something that Rob C had said was that he could see in another timeline.
Yeah, if you run this season 100 times.
Yeah, if you run it 100 times, like
Kyle, Genevieve, Q,
Rizzo,
Colby, Steph, Rizzo, like runs the game. And thank God they didn't.
Yeah, no. Listen, but also watching Q back and Kyle back, and like I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
I would still love to see that.
We've lost some heavy hitters. Like this whole season is full of heavy hitters. But yeah, thinking like, wow, pre-jury, we lost Genevieve, Kamilla, Angelina, Q, Mike, Kyle,
Savannah.
Yeah, like it's rough. Like
it's rough out there.
Really, the only people that I'm not super sad to see gone are like Jenna and Charlie. And even after this episode, I'm like, oh, like, I'm kind of sad Colby's gone now. Like, it was sad.
I was really, really sad because something we haven't talked a lot about is Colby is also a player who's playing differently this season.
Yeah, let's move on to that third tribe and kind of talk about this. So Colby's playing different. Tell us how.
Colby's playing different, and you kind of have to step back to look at it because he's not someone who initiated the coach knighting him, playing with the loyalty, this, and that. He was really trying to play with like new era people. He wanted immediately to be with Kyle and to be with Genevieve. And he started this working thing with Rizzo, and he loved Q. And Stephanie, it's just because they've been friends for so long. It's like an Angelina and Mike White no-brainer. But other than that, he was like really trying to play social and like put himself out there in a different way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we haven't hated on Colby. This season, at all.
Yeah,
and
all things considered,
he's so endearing. Did you cry at all? I shed a few tears this episode. I did cry
in that tribal mostly because of Cirie.
Yeah.
But it was very powerful. Yeah. So
it was like driven by Colby.
Yeah. So we'll
let's go to like them talking about
like essentially Coach and Colby both know that like it's one or the other.
It's you or me, brother.
Yep. So really the debate pre-tribal is the girls are talking about who they want out. And Emily is like, I would prefer Coach. D is like, same. And then D goes to talk to Cirie, and Cirie, works her magic of like,
she's so good.
Who has more sway over the people back at camp?
Yeah.
Coach or Colby? And the answer is Colby, right? Coach, you're cutting off the tail of the snake. Colby, you're cutting off the head of the snake. Colby's going to like keep that group together and rally them. If you get rid of him, what's going to happen? They're going to scramble. Like Cirie just lays it out so perfectly. And something Colby mentions in his exit interview is he's like, I also think that Cirie knows that I would have more sway on a jury.
Yeah.
Than Coach would.
Because who would listen to Coach?
Yes. So that's another reason why she wanted me out. He also provides a ton of context for stuff we saw earlier in the game where, because Colby ends up going home. Cirie gets her way. She convinces the other two to get rid of Colby. And Colby says in his exit interview that he had pre-gamed with Cirie. This episode in particular drove home like just how much pre-gaming was done. And Colby, it sounds like he was pre-gaming with basically everybody.
Yeah.
He had talked with Cirie before.
Angelina.
Yeah. He had talked with Cirie before the game and was like, we're good. And he told Cirie, Jenna's good too. He had not talked with Jenna, but he was like, oh, Jenna and I know each other from old school Survivor. She was on 1, I was on 2. We were both on All Stars. Like, she's old school, we're good. So then, you know, they get to, it starts the game, and Jenna immediately goes after Cirie, which, you know, Cirie's like, oh my God. Then, you know, when he goes on the journey with Savannah, he tells Savannah, because Savannah's like grilling him about pre-gaming, and he's like, don't trust Cirie. And he said, I did that because I wanted to cover up the fact that Cirie and I were working together. I didn't want people to think that we were lined up. I knew Savannah would go back and tell her that.
Yeah.
So then he's like, the first thing that I want to do is I want to get with Cirie when we merge. So he's like, the first person I talk to when we merge is Cirie. And I'm like, and I go to her and I'm like, did Savannah tell you what I said on the journey? And Cirie's like, she sure did. Yes. And then he was like, crap, like something has gone wrong because
it didn't land.
Yeah. Now he's like, I know what happened is that like when Jenna went after Cirie had assumed that I had already talked to Jenna and got her locked and loaded, and I didn't. I just assumed she was. So then when Savannah came back, it was like, yeah, Colby's going after you. Cirie was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, why?
I can't work with Colby. So they have a lot of respect for each other. They obviously, you know, had this bond that we saw at Tribal, but all of those things, in addition to what we saw in the edit, were why Cirie was like, let's take the shot at Colby now. Dee and Emily had mentioned the point of like, Colby's not doing good with his foot. Like, we could do a twofer if we vote out Coach now and then Colby leaves. And Colby confirmed in his exit interview also that he was probably going to get pulled from the game because he not only had torn a ligament in his foot, he later punctured it because he was walking barefoot and had gotten a staph infection, which is super serious.
And Dr. Joe said to Colby that it was one of the worst infections he's seen on the season ever, all time.
So Colby was going to get pulled from the game. So the twofer would have happened. So like, you know, we'll have
it was
to see,
making sense.
We'll have to see how it plays out and to see if that like would have ended up like mattering a ton. But for all those reasons put together, Colby is the one that's eliminated. But before he gets eliminated, Tribal. Talk to us about Tribal, Alicia.
Tribal. Well, one other thing I will say that was pre-Tribal.
Okay.
Is Coach just immediately like gunning for Emily.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I totally skipped over this conversation I had with Dee, which is so funny.
It's just so funny. And yeah, Coach has this conversation with Dee and he's like, Emily was saying your name the other night. And she's like, why didn't you tell me then? Like, why are you telling me now? She's just like so quick. And he was like, oh, because blah, blah, blah. Like he just is stumbling over his feet. Like Dee goes straight to Emily and is like, Coach is coming for you. And she just laughs and they're both like, he's so dumb, he's so messy.
Yeah. Like
they just have this like, okay, whatever Coach moment. Like he's just so unserious to them. Like it's just such a joke.
We don't even, I'm just now realizing too that we didn't even get any kind of like, oh, Dee and I were together on 45 conversation. Like
no.
They seem like, it's so interesting because like the show obviously doesn't want to talk about pre-gaming because that like makes the edit messy. Because it's hard for the audience to follow, like, oh, the reason these two are working together is because they were on the Zoom call. But it's interesting that even with obvious connections, the only ones that we like really saw in the edit were like Cirie and Ozzy. We've played like 3 times together.
Yep.
And then like the Steph and Colby one.
And Ozzy and Coach. and like their background.
Yes, that's true. Like, because even like the Rick and Aubrey thing, it's like a barely mentioned, like 10-second connection. Like, you know, we never saw anything about like the Q and Aubrey. Like, so it's just interesting. Like, I'm realizing now that like we didn't even get any kind of thing from Emily and Dee of like, oh,
because I could see why people would be
together.
confused. They're like, wait, why are Dee and Emily just like lockstep right now? Because they are just so tight, like free with information and obviously comfortable with each other. They're not like having to read each other and whatever.
It's like they played on 45 though.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it makes sense.
I just thought it would be interesting. I thought we would get like a.
No, I thought we would get that too. At least something about that, or just like, even if it's a comment.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Even if it's just Cirie being like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Like, blah, blah, blah. No, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so tribal. Oh, I just have, this was a precious tribal tears, like all caps tears.
It was like, it's kind of rare for me to get tribals that actually I feel like are not just like annoying to sit through. Just because like I struggle with like, I feel like there's not a lot of substance at tribal anymore because everybody just plays everything so coy. And it's like everybody's just saying fake shit before they get to the vote. Like, it's very rare that we have tribals where I'm like, oh, these discussions are actually important.
They're really real.
Mattered.
Yeah. And you get a little bit of that from Emily in this side of the tribal because she's just very like, whatever, can we get to the vote and go home? But it kind of starts with like them coming in, and Coach is just like, wow, this is such a cool set. Like, they made it kind of Red Moon themed. And Jeff asks them, like, you guys have been here so many times. Like, we have 3 icons in Coach, Colby, and Cirie here at this tribal council. Like, Coach, what is it like for you? Is it like riding a bike or whatever? And he was like, it's so exciting and fun to me. It's like a wedding. He said it's like a red... What did he say? Red wedding?
Yeah.
He said it's like a red wedding, and putting the feathers in his hair and like dressing up for tribal. Like, he loves it. Yeah. He loves tribal. And then it goes to Colby, and Colby's like, yeah, this is like riding a bike. I mean, I first played Survivor like 20 years,
like almost 25 years
25 years ago, like half of his life ago. So he kind of starts this emotional conversation and just moment about how Survivor has been tied to hit like every part of his life, like every phase of his life and every step of his life. Like, there are people that grow up watching Survivor, but like he grew up being on Survivor and being part of this community, and it's just like woven in the fabric of Colby's life.
Yeah.
And he has just lifelong friends, and like, you know, Cirie being like him. Jeff mentioned that there are people who have been like paving the path for
like Dee and Emily
future players.
Be here
they wouldn't be here. And Dee was 5 years old, 4 years old when
3.
Oh yeah, 3 years old when Colby first played Survivor. And it's just like, wow, they wouldn't be here without you guys at all.
Yeah,
like players like this that keep the game moving. Yeah, and it makes like Colby and Cirie very emotional, and they're just like,
Dee's crying.
Dee's in tears. Emily's just like,
Cirie says to Jeff, like, I never had any expectation when I first played. Like,
she's like, I didn't think I'd be this.
Yeah. And that's what got me. Cause like, Cirie literally has been, she mentions like the fact that like people look up to me. Like, I'm honored by that. And I'm like, I'm one of those people. Like the first time I saw Cirie on my TV was Fans versus Favorites when I was like 10 or 11.
Oh, I wasn't 10 or 11.
And I have been watching Survivor since. And so like, she's been a hero of mine that I've looked up to, and like somebody that you wouldn't necessarily think would be great at Survivor. She's like an older Black mother that like doesn't have outdoor skills in any capacity, and just dominates and fucks shit up every time she plays. And it's so cool. So cool. And it got, I shed a few tears because I was like, I love Cirie. I love Survivor. In spite of all of the like BS that we talk about that happens with the show, it's like I love it. It's home. Like I get so inspired and so excited. Like, even after all these seasons later, like nothing makes me feel the way that Survivor does when I watch it. Like the strategy and the journeys and getting to know these people, and like, you know, I've said this before on our podcast, like, it's more than a show. Like, it's more than just like this
1000%
entertaining reality, whatever. It's like, you're seeing people just completely transform and become new versions of themselves and learn and become heroes or villains. Like, it's just so cool. It was such a cool tribal.
Yeah.
You know, for once I was just like, I wanted the conversation to keep going. Like, I loved it.
It's a tribal that we've been like hoping for and wanting all of season 50 because you have these,
like, the legacy.
Yeah. These just like, legacies and legends of Survivor that they bring back after so long.
Yeah.
And so it was so rewarding to like be able to feel like you were sitting there in that conversation of them just talking about what Survivor has been to them. And I didn't watch Cirie when I was that young, but I watched in like 2018, 2019 or something. And it's just so moving and so powerful to see someone be so out of their element and be so raw and vulnerable and just to see like what they do with that. And we all like can relate to that feeling, but also just admire someone like Cirie that goes and does what she did. And Dee gets emotional as well in this tribal council and she's kind of crying. And so Jeff is like, tell us what's going on. Like, she just said, it's hard to have to vote out these icons.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel guilty because they deserve to be here. And like, who am I that, like, you know, I just won so recently and I'm not, like, Survivor isn't built on my back and like my life. And so now I'm sitting here like voting people out that are this iconic. Like, you just have that imposter syndrome, that guilt, that sadness. And I was like, she's so tender and precious. Like, I really do love Dee. She's so adorable and how much she loves Survivor. So it was just a really tender, vulnerable tribal council that I love those. I love those.
Yeah, it was great.
One other thing I would say though about Colby is he said that this season of all the seasons he's played he's had the most fun.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so great.
I mean, I feel like it's honestly not too surprising because like Heroes versus Villains, he was miserable the whole time.
Yeah.
All Stars, he goes out pretty early and All Stars kind of just had like a nasty atmosphere a bit.
Yeah.
And then Australia was super cool, but like Australia is one of the toughest seasons of Survivor that was ever played. They played 42 days.
Oh my gosh.
Not 39. And they're in the Australian outback, like they have a flood come through their camp. And like, that's the first season of the Colby and Jerry situation, which again, Jerry should have been on 50.
Yes.
Where was she?
Justice for Jerry.
Justice for Jerry. But yeah, it was really exciting. And he says like, it's the most fun he had. And like in entering his 50s, he's in like a state of like reflection and just like being able to like reflect back on like everything that he's like learned and done. It was like a very, like, it's definitely the end of his Survivor journey. He's not going to play again. Like, it was such a poignant way to wrap it up for Colby. I'm so satisfied with like the arc he had this season. He doesn't have a vote from all the way back when he lost to Savannah. So he couldn't even play his shot in the dark to save himself, which also could be maybe a factor in why because he says that at Tribal, like, I don't have a vote. So that also could have been a factor why it's like, oh, there's no way this plan could get derailed. So they vote him out. But yeah, it was really great. And great. Like we were saying, I honestly was like kind of sad. I was like, God,
I was sad as well.
You know, he was playing really well. He had good relationships. Like he was playing, I think, more strategic than I had been giving him credit for, especially listening to his exit interview. So yeah, losing a Goliath of Survivor.
Actually,
this episode, we lost like 3 big players, but like Colby especially, it's like, you know.
Yeah, he was a lot.
A legend for sure. It was so funny, like Jonathan, I think it was Jonathan that was like at the merge when they all came, he was like, there's like 17 legends all on this beach. And I was like, okay, slow down, girl.
Okay.
Like, there's not 17 legends on this beach because you're here.
Funny.
You're here. Tiffany's here. Like there's not 17. Colby is definitely a Survivor legend, though.
Colby, no questions asked. I'm like, who would we put legend status? Let me look at this. I mean,
like definitely Coach, Cirie, and Colby.
Yeah. Coach, Cirie. I would put Christian. I think Christian is legend status.
Yeah, you know, I think sadly, I think people would probably say Stephanie.
Oh, shoot, I forgot about her. Stephanie.
I think that, I mean, D1. I also think that you can make an argument for Aubrey. She's played 4 times.
You can make an
Ozzy,
argument
for sure.
Duh.
Like, so yeah, I would say like generously, we could say that when all those people arrived on the beach, we've maybe got like 9 or 10 legends.
Yeah, I'd be like, Jonathan, tell me one thing about Rizzo.
Jonathan,
tell me one thing about Genevieve.
Do one thing that's interesting. Like, do one thing that doesn't make me want to like scoop my eyes out with a spoon. Okay?
That's so funny.
Do one thing that doesn't make me think that you want to like, you know, beat women or whatever. Okay, that's probably too far.
I'm sorry. His shirt, that half of it's
just like
ripped.
the exposed nipple.
I'm like, what is that?
He just
like,
I don't know.
Did production give him the shirt like that, or did they give him the shirt and he ripped it open?
I'm sure it got ripped like in a challenge or something. It just
did it.
I don't know. I don't want to be a hater. I'm really trying not to be a hater. But
this is your podcast, queen.
I do not like Jonathan.
That's
I don't like
fine.
him.
That's okay.
I think that he's kind of gross. He kind of gives me the ick a little bit. And I'm also kind of scared because this was a very strong episode for him. And I'm like, I really cannot take a Jonathan win. Like that would send me into a coma that I would probably never wake up from. And I really can't prepare myself for that reality. The reality of Survivor 50 being like, I think that's worst case scenario. Jonathan winning. I think I would have I think the only thing worse is Stephanie because I know that Stephanie is like a bad person for sure. Like
worst case scenario. Okay. Worst case scenarios for me. It's like, yeah, Jonathan and Steph.
Joe would be bad
are
too.
Up there. Joe would be bad. Devins would be bad.
Oh, Devins too.
Devins would be bad for me.
So
I
annoying.
just would be like,
his newscaster thing this episode. I was just like, oh my God, we get it. You have a job. We get it. We understand. Like, we don't need to do newscasting every fucking time there's something to say.
I know.
God.
I know.
So annoying.
When he started that, I was like, here we go. Here we go.
Like, one thing I'll give Coach, like, he's annoying. He always loves to bring up like an old proverb, like a samurai, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, at least Coach doesn't turn everything into a soccer analogy.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't ever want to hear this just in ever again.
Yep.
From Devins. That's corny and played out, girl.
Yep. And you know, Savannah's a freaking news anchor. She never had to behave that way. She never did that.
Savannah was effortlessly cool.
She's so cool.
Rick wants to be cool
miss her.
So bad.
He wants to be cool.
So bad. And it's so not working.
Yeah. Coma for sure with Jonathan and Steph. Very extremely upsetting if it were Devins. And I wouldn't be like upset if it were Coach, but I would just be like,
Coach isn't winning.
Like it would just be mind blowing.
Coach isn't winning. He's already had so many moments. There's no way.
No, they think he's a joke.
If I had to make a guess right now, and I'm not spoiled, if I had to make a guess right now,
a Joe win would be mortifying. Go ahead.
If I had to make guesses on like who is gonna win, like based on where we're at in the game and like the edits they're getting and all this stuff, like I think Christian is an obvious contender. He's had the spotlight on him. Granted, he's gone to every single tribal, so like it's kind of hard to like not show him a lot. But like, I think Christian has a really good shot. I'm always going to say Cirie. I'm always going to say Cirie. I'm always going to say that I think she has a really good shot.
But I also don't think you're saying that just out of you being a fan. Like I do think she has a shot.
Yeah. I low key think that Aubrey could pull it out.
I would put Emily above Aubrey.
Okay.
In I feel like her chances for winning.
Yeah.
I think Ozzy has a chance. He really has a shot.
Yeah. Rizzo. I don't know. Now I'm just like listing everybody, but
now we're just listing everyone that's doing well.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at as far as like the end of the episode. We see those three people leave. So as we were talking earlier, one thing I wanted to get to is it's my assumption, and we can be wrong because assumptions are assumptions, but it's my assumption that we're going to kind of see a loose Cold War happening between these two like mega alliances. Cause like on one hand, you're going to have like Joe, Chrissy, Jonathan, Stephanie, and Coach as like, you know, the old school honor, integrity, BS, whatever. And then, like I mentioned, so you've got the trio of Ozzy, Rizzo, and Cirie. You have the trio of Rick, Devins, and Emily. And those two trios
and then
are
Aubrey's like
connected. Aubrey's going to get linked in through Devon's and through Cirie. So then that has become a group of 7. There's a group of 5. Tiffany is going to work with Aubrey, especially after Jonathan just betrayed her. So that's 5 and 8. And then there's 14 people left. So it's D. And I think D, too, is like, okay, I've been working with Emily, Tiffany,
bye, jump ship,
Cirie.
see ya.
So I
and
know
she was
that
working closely with Kamilla, so she's like, what the heck, Jonathan?
So I know it's not going to shake out exactly to be like that, but it's kind of looking like there's a group of 5 and then like a loose group of 9 on the other side. And it won't hold, but that's why I brought up earlier, like, was this a great move from Jonathan? Because it's like, you've now for sure driven Tiffany and D
far away
from you, and you just lost Colby and Genevieve. So it's a net loss of 4 because Colby and Genevieve got voted out, and now Tiff and D are going to be like, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to work with you. So that's why I'm like, was it a great move from Jonathan to blindside Kamilla? Like, I think you have to say in some ways yes, because like we said, like, she wanted him out. It would really piss off people if he didn't vote her out instead, but it's like, you know.
And it's like, he kind of already lost D and Emily and whoever the heck voted out Charlie. It's like they already left him on the outs. So in his mind, I could see it just being like, I already lost them.
Yeah.
Like, they're already gone.
Yeah.
And Kamilla could have easily worked with D and Tiff and whoever to get Jonathan out later. So he's like, yeah, you know. So I don't know. I don't know if it's helpful or not for him. I don't really care too much.
Yeah.
We just care how it panned out for our picks, which is good.
Yes. I was going to say, speaking of picks, draft update after this episode. The gap has really closed. I was off to a really great start.
Yeah.
But at this point, we've both lost 5 people.
Oh my gosh.
And the score is I have 168 and you have 161. So it's super close. Really, the only reason that
But that's not. Is that accounting for this episode?
It is. Really, the only reason I'm ahead of you still is the fact that you had Jenna.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say you had Jenna, Kyle, and Savannah.
Oh, yeah.
All leave within the first 2 episodes. So even the people that I lost had a couple more episodes to like rack up points of like they survived, they won the challenge, they voted correctly. So you can still catch up and win for sure. But
it's close.
It's not necessarily that I had better picks. It's just that you had more people leave early. So I kind of built up like a cushion of points.
Yeah, that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, it is.
I forget who has Coach because he's about to lose his mind next episode.
Coach, I believe.
Great. That's exactly what I wanted.
I could be wrong. We can review who we still have left in the game.
Yeah, let's review. And then let's also do our Queen of the Week, shall we?
Yes, we got to do Queen of the Week. And then there's another question I want to ask you as well about... I mean, maybe I'll ask you right now.
Please.
Jeff calls this like the... Jeff and then someone else, I can't remember if it's Kamilla, but like someone in confessionals, like this is the biggest twist in Survivor history. And I don't agree. So I want to know, what do you think is the, not necessarily like the most epic, but like if we're talking like what was the biggest twist ever thrown into the game? What do you think? Because I have an answer. And I mean, I spent more time thinking about it because I'm asking the question, but I want to know what you think. And I'm going to sign into our Google Drive and update our audience on our draft really quickly.
I mean, there's a few things that come to mind, so I'll just like talk them out loud.
Yep. Let's hear it.
The first one being like Exile Island, and that someone could come back that has been voted out and win the game.
Yes.
That's like, huh?
Definitely.
That is game-changing, crazy, like major twist of like, you thought they were gone, psych. You still have to worry about them, and they could come back and kick you in the butt, and you could lose to them.
Yep.
Like that is a twist of all twists.
Yes.
So that one, that's huge. Another thing that comes to mind, fire making challenges. Like the fire making challenge at Final Four is major.
Yes.
The fact that someone can still be in, like, you can't vote them out. You can't decide actually if they have to go home or not. You can't control completely who you sit next to. That's like And in terms of consequences in the game, that's major.
Yeah.
Because it's like, having to vote people out, like, okay, you have to vote them all out anyway. So what's the difference just doing it all now? Like, it really, I feel like, isn't that big of a deal. But just how the fire making challenge, the Final Four fire making has changed the game completely is like, that's a big twist. That's what I would call a big twist.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I would think of that has really big consequences in the game, but just we've never really seen huge consequences from it, and maybe I'm wrong, but like idle nullifiers. I hate that twist. I think that is a really big twist, and I think it's stupid and should never be done. But it is, I think, bigger and has potentially bigger consequences than voting 3 people out in one night.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So,
were they on the same line of any of mine?
Kind of. So, like, in terms of the gameplay, I think the biggest gameplay twist is hidden immunity idols. Just in general. Like, that completely transformed the show.
Yeah.
When you look at introducing the idol, technically the first time there was
No, of
ever
course.
an individual hidden immunity idol was in Guatemala. But then we see on Exile Island, like, the first time it's like you find the clue to the idol, you can't get, like, if you get voted out, you can use it. I just think idols, like, change the game and are what has kept Survivor, like, so exciting and interesting to watch. But my answer to what I think was, like, the biggest, most impactful WTF twist is Season 7, Pearl Island's Outcast twist.
Remind me, because they are just making a big tribe and then they come back. Wait, remind me the Outcast twist.
Outcast twist is the people that were voted out came back and
they like made this own little tribe. Yeah.
Competed in a challenge. They won the challenge and got to vote 2 people back in the game.
Yes.
The reason that I think that twist was so crazy is because, like, production had not told them anything about it. Number 2, it was the first time that players had been able to get back into the game. And it like, changed the trajectory of the season for the better, which I don't think I can say for the other seasons where people getting back in the game.
Who did they vote back in?
They vote back Burton and Lil. And even the lore behind that is interesting. So the way that it works is the Outcast, there's 6 of them. And they get 2 votes because they can vote 2 people back in the game. And it's so funny because Burton gets voted back in because they're like, you have the best chance to win. Lil gets voted back in because they were like, she is so annoying that we don't want to go on the pre-jury vacation with her.
Please.
And we want her out.
Yeah, take her away.
And so they come back in the game and, like, is it unfair that people that were voted out get back in? Sure.
Yes.
But, like, I genuinely think the season is better for it. Like,
Lil is so entertaining and Burton's great.
Yes, like, the Burton Johnny Fairplay stuff, like, we get to see Sandra make some really good moves. Like, you know, I just think that twist is the most impactful one they've ever done, because then, like, they introduced Redemption Island, but it's like the players knew about it.
Yeah.
It was very challenge focused. Like, whereas the Outcast twist, like, I just think that's the single most, like, I actually
like,
think that's the biggest one of, like, oh my God.
That's Red Moon
They
status.
all came back. Yes.
Blood Moon.
For sure. Yeah. Like, that's literally Blood Moon. Tiffany makes a reference to, you know, at Tribal, she's talking about a video game. She's talking about Zelda. I don't know. Did you catch that reference?
Yeah. Legend of Zelda. Isn't it the, like, Breath of the Wild one? Yeah.
Yes. Where the Blood Moon, the monsters come back.
Yeah.
The Outcast twist is, like, actually the Blood Moon twist of, like, oh my God, all these people just came back and now we have to compete against them. Like, it's crazy. Pearl Islands is so good, man.
It's so good.
What an amazing season of Survivor.
That I would lump in, because when I say an exile twist, I mean just, like, the fact that people that are gone could come back.
Yes.
But you're right that, like, the fact that the players didn't know that was an option is actually mind-blowing. Like, my head would explode if I were Johnny Fairplay or the players there, and it's like, oh, great.
And, like, it wasn't, like, rigomoris at all.
Yeah.
Like, Edge of Extinction, Redemption, like, we saw plain flat out rigomoris the first Edge of Extinction season, where Chris just comes back in the game with an idol that production gave him. He didn't have to earn it. Nothing. The Outcasts, they had to win the fucking challenge.
Yeah, they did.
Then they had to convince their tribe members to vote them back in. And then they were, I believe, given 1 round of immunity when they first got back in. and then like after that, it was like
That's so
fair
hard.
game.
That's
Like
so crazy.
You know, so I like that's why I just think like it's if you're gonna introduce a way for people to get back in the game, I feel like that was the best way to do it. Because even something like Redemption Island, like you start seeing it affect the gameplay of like, oh, Ozzy's like, I'll just go and win my way back in. So just like vote me out now. Because that way we won't lose somebody in the merge. And then like, there's I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would say I thought
That's
about
a good
that.
question.
I was like, I'm gonna ask Alicia that on the podcast. But I would say if we're talking gameplay twists like idols, but just like general twists, like, I genuinely think the biggest twist they ever did was Outcasts.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
And it was fierce.
That's crazy.
Without the Outcast twist, we might not have had a Sandra win. Right?
Which would be devastating.
Yeah.
Sandra, who is like a legend, an icon of Survivor, like, yeah, that would have been wild. That really did change the game so much.
The butterfly effect.
And it never came back. Like, they never did something like that again. But, I mean, I guess they kind of did.
I would be
they told
so
players
gagged if they did something like that again.
That would be crazy. Crazy. So, yeah, is this the biggest twist ever?
Imagine if that was the Blood Moon twist.
Wild.
Of, like, the people that got voted out, here they are.
We see Jenna. We see Q.
Yes. Can you imagine?
We see Savannah.
It
just
would be crazy.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. It would be wild.
So cool.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
That's how you Blood Moon twist.
Oh,
for sure.
Maybe our costume should have been like Link and Zelda. Maybe we should have done that instead.
Maybe we should have. There's always a next
Zelda,
time.
obviously.
Obviously.
Been Link.
I can be Link.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know Tiffany was a gamer, by the way. I forget about that.
Yeah.
I forget about it because we don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
But she is.
Listen, that's one thing I'll give this episode as a whole. I enjoyed it. Like, we got confessionals from everybody. Mm-hmm. We got some good strategy. We had a heartfelt moment. Like, good ending to, the Colby story on Survivor. Mm-hmm. Cirie gets her revenge.
Yeah.
15 years after Colby helps to idle her out in Heroes vs. Villains. It was so funny. I think I screenshotted this last week and I forgot to send it to you. I saw a tweet that was so funny. Oh no, did I not screenshot it? I might have it on, maybe I sent it to you on Instagram. Hold on, let me look. Because disgusting. It was so funny. I laughed so hard at it. No, I didn't. Hold on. I need to go find it. It was on the Drop Your Buffs podcast, I think.
I've never listened to that podcast. Who hosts that one?
Their names are
it's fans, not players, see, now right?
That you asked me, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was so funny. There was a tweet, like they had posted like a compilation of like tweets about like the previous episode of Survivor, and it was something like, that you're powerful when you're such a good player that people are throwing away their games to work with you when they're on the same season as you. Fuck you, Tom Westman. Like, and I was like, that's so funny, but I can't remember.
That is funny.
It wasn't on Drop Your Buffs. What podcast was it? It was so funny. And I want to find it. I remember it came up on my reels and I was like,
dang it. Wait, can you on Instagram? Because you can just go back and you're liked.
But I don't think I liked it is the problem. I just can't remember like what podcast it was. Because it's not Drop Your Buffs because I'm looking through their post right now. Here, I need to go see. I know that we follow them on Queens of Ponderosa, so I'm looking at all the podcasts that we're following. This was it. It was the Bitter Jurors podcast. Okay. This was so funny. Okay.
Give it to us.
Yes, here it is right here. I love that Cirie's threat level and legacy has circled back around from get her out immediately, that now any show she goes on will have a critical mass of people who loved her and dreamed of working with her for decades. Fuck you, Tom Westman.
Yep. Sorry, Tom.
And I thought that was so funny. And so I was like,
good.
I love that Cirie this episode got to get her comeuppance. Yeah. There were so many funny ones too.
She did.
This one. So there's this. Have you seen that tweet where it's like a meme at this point where you say, I want that twink obliterated?
Yes.
Someone said Charlie and Rizzo talking about each other in the episode. I want that twink obliterated. Someone said, when Christian says, it's good to see you to Ozzy, it's good to see you is such an objectively funny thing to say to someone you're stuck on an island with.
That's funny.
Someone says, Rizzo saying, I'm not a guy's guy. I don't do that. Is me walking the mile at school with a girl in Cookie Monster pajama pants. So funny.
That is so funny.
It's so funny.
Rizzo is so funny for that.
Laughing out loud at everything Coach says and wondering if I would like South Pacific now.
Maybe we would.
It's so funny. D exclusively targeting massive threats to work with the randoms. She's so GSA alliance coded.
GSA?
Gay straight alliance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whole bar started cheering when Tiff started hulking out on those bags.
Yep.
So funny. Thank God Kamilla was the swing vote, so they had to give her confessionals.
Yes. No, actually.
So funny.
We miss her.
And then finally, Angelina finally returning only to get purpled and then eliminated unanimously in a double boot episode is kind of the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah.
That sums it up.
Shout out.
That is so sad.
Bitter Jurors Pond. Loved your content.
That's good content.
It was fierce.
I should listen to them. That's funny.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, Queen of the Week.
Queen of the Week. Couple nominees.
Yeah, we talked about it briefly before we started this episode.
Yes.
We have Cirie up there.
Cirie is a nominee for sure.
And I throw Chrissy in there.
Okay.
As a nominee.
I think Chrissy can be a nominee.
Chrissy's a nominee for sure.
There was one other person that I was thinking should be
D.
A nominee for Queen of the Week.
Not D.
Who was it? I don't think it was D. I think I might have been thinking Jonathan. I can't remember. It was like
Taylor,
when we were talking.
Ill?
Well, like hold on. Who was I literally need to like look at all of the list of players now because there was somebody that I was like, oh yeah, Cirie and them. Hold on. Let me look at this list. Hold on.
Christian, Ozzy.
I don't know who I was thinking. I just feel like there was somebody else who was like, okay, Cirie's a nominee. You know, anyway, okay, whatever. So Cirie's a nominee, Chrissy's a nominee. I think we could give Ozzy a nominee. I
think we could give him like a round of applause.
Won the challenge and took Rizzo, but like that was at Cirie's prompting.
I think he can have a break.
Yeah.
He's had some good things going. So I'll start with Chrissy.
Okay.
I think Chrissy is a good option for the nominee because she was the other option to go home.
Yes.
It's like on her tribe, she's going home.
Yes.
And it's up to her to flip it.
Yeah.
And the woman should get a freaking Oscar. It was so good.
Yeah.
Like the way that she convinces Kamilla and Tiff, like, hey, I know, like, it's nothing personal. Like, you girls need to do what you've got to do. I just want us more than anything to be able to be friends. And she's like crying. She's working up tears. And Camilla's like, it's okay. Like, oh my gosh, like we can be friends. Like, it's cool, you know? And then her confessional of just like, psych, like that's not going to happen. And she flips the whole thing upside down and gets Kamilla out.
Yeah.
And Camilla's like, granted, like Kamilla didn't have a ton of options. Her hands are like kind of tied. But she is such a genius player that it's always hard to see them go and you want to see them go out in a cool way. And I just think Chrissy, like, she really got it together on this tribe and she drove that vote and she had the perfect sell to Jonathan. She sold it to the women and to Tiffany and Kamilla. And it's just like she saved her butt. And not only did she save her butt, but she just like gained allies. Is she still in the bottom when you look back at like the big picture? Yes. But like she didn't know that she would be losing like Colby or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I throw it in for Chrissy and because we haven't seen a lot from her in up to this point and that's not her fault. Of course, it's the producer's fault.
Yeah.
But it's just so fun to see her like do the thing that people say she's like too much of. It's like, you're too much. You do too much of this and too much of that. She's like, really, I'm going to be the most then.
Yes.
And like save my butt. Yeah. So I just loved it from Chrissy.
Yeah, it was a good episode for her. I think the argument for Cirie would be she strengthened her alliance's position as a whole by getting Colby out. She links her individual allies, Rizzo and Ozzy, together and forms a really strong trio. You know, she gets reconnected with Emily and then continues working with Dee and convinces the two girls that were leaning towards Coach to get Colby instead. So I just think it was like a really strong episode for her.
And she's just like an icon and a legend and like a Mount Rushmore of Survivor.
Yeah.
And blah, blah. She's like built this whole franchise, you know.
And then, you know, we could even say like, yeah, Ozzy won the reward where he was safe. But like he picked Rizzo because Cirie had like connected him and told him to do that. So like, I think it was a pretty strong episode for her. Like, it's kind of hard to pick like who was the single queen of the week when there was 3 separate tribals and 3 people leaving.
I think we should give it to Cirie.
I think so too.
Just because, well, first of all, just because of everything that you've mentioned, but just like her star power, her star quality, and that she has one of the biggest, she came into this game with one of the biggest targets on her back, if not the biggest. And yet people rally around her and throw their games away for her.
Fuck you, Tom Westman.
Yep.
For that.
Seriously.
Thank you for your service. But, you know.
But yeah.
That was not cute when you did that. I did not stand.
No.
Did not stand.
Not at all.
You want to know something?
Yes.
There is a world. Jeff talked about like if you run the season 100 times, whatever. There's a world where you run heroes versus villains like 100 times, and I really think we get a Cirie win. I really do, because
I think we could.
All this bogus of like, oh, let's send the idol to Russell, girl. Cirie would have not let that fly.
No.
At all.
That is ridiculous. That even happened.
At all. There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
So funny.
And it makes me sad. Can you imagine your track record is 4th, 3rd, 1st, and then she's on Winners at War and wins again?
That would be
crazy.
And I think she could.
Yeah.
Like, she really...
Yeah.
She's someone that, like, if she won earlier on and came back at Winners at War, I would be like, she could easily win. Yeah. Like, she really, really could.
Yeah.
She's so incredible. Maybe this is her moment.
It is. It is. So let's make it official. The traitors could have just been,
like, the gas on it. It's like, okay, you can do this. Like, you are a winner. Now go win the show that you really want to win.
Yes. But even if you don't win season 50, you won the most important thing, which is Queen of the Week. So congratulations, Cirie.
Congratulations, honey.
You're the Queen of the Week. Is this the first time that a woman has won it this season? I don't know if we've...
Did we give it to Emily once?
Did we? I feel like it's really kind of just ping pong between like...
Christian, Ozzy.
We gave it to Rizzo last week.
Rizzo, and like a Christian again.
Yeah. Because I think even the first week...
Oh, my word.
Did we give it to Cirie the first week because of...
No.
We know it was Ozzy.
Yeah, no, it was Ozzy.
The week that Savannah went out, I think I was like, it should be Cirie, and then I think we still gave it to Christian.
Yeah, I think we still gave it to Christian as well. Yeah, I don't think so. Because also in the episodes, I like put a little crown on them and put their picture here when it's like, oh, this is the Queen of the Week.
Yeah.
I've never done it on a picture of Cirie or like a woman, I think. So this is the week.
Men should suffer.
Yes.
Clap if you think she should suffer. Have you seen that Wendy Williams quit? Wendy Williams on her show, she always used to say like, she would poll the audience by saying like, clap if...
blank.
And so there's a funny clip of like people, she's talking about something that has like more context to it, but people just clipped that part and made it a meme of like, okay, clap if you think she should suffer. So there's ones where it's like, my favorite one is where it's like, she's like, y'all clap if you've ever wanted to kill somebody. And then the audience is like, woo! Oh my God. There's one where it's like, you know, clap if you care. Clap if you care.
Yeah.
Clap if you care. And nobody claps. Then she goes, all right, let's move on. Perfect. Which is exactly what I say to my TV when I'm in a Jonathan confessional. Clap if you care. All right, let's move on. Perfect.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was so funny because somebody said in the episode, I think it was Dee, where she was like, it was crazy. And then I literally thought of the clip that I took. It was scary. It was really scary. I showed that video to a coworker of mine today, and she cried laughing at it for 10 minutes. It was so funny.
I can't even picture the video. I just picture you now.
Did I show it to you though?
I don't think you showed it to me.
I never showed you that clip of her going, it was scary.
No, I think we've just talked about it.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I need to show it to you.
Have
I shown you the one where she's like, that's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James, have I shown you that one?
No.
Oh my God. I need to show you that.
You need
There's so many good Wendy clips.
Let's wrap this up so you can show that to me. Congratulations, Cirie.
Yes.
We're so excited to see Coach lose his mind next week and whatever else is to come. From here on out, we're starting to build the jury.
Yes,
so
we are.
I'm super excited to see who that plays out.
A bigger jury for sure. We'll still have 11 people on the jury.
Yeah, that's a big jury.
People left, so not the biggest, but yeah, definitely a bigger jury.
That's a big jury.
Yes.
Yeah. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
It'll be super exciting.
Yes. So let us know your thoughts, of course. And if you agree with the Cirie win, if you don't comment, because she is a queen and always a queen of Ponderosa. Everyone go outfit, outgay, outslay, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.